Prometech Software aims to realize innovative and advanced manufacturing by developing particle method simulation and other technologies that are highly demanded by the market. Particleworks. The mesh-free particle-based CFD simulation software especially for liquid behaviors, including free surface large deformation. Granuleworks. The granule materials simulation software for also being able to handle fine powders with coarse-graining technology. CG visualization technology, which turns the simulation results and 3D models into high-quality and easy-to-understand images. To fully evaluate the internal product behavior, to include multiple design ideas in your studies efficiently, or to enhance your corporate strength by accumulating digital data of your product design and performance evaluations. Prometech Software offers a full range of solutions to help you in your manufacturing activities. Now, let's see the advanced liquid and powder analysis and visualization solutions that support a wide range of industries including automotive, electronics, machinery, steel, material, medical, food, civil engineering, disaster prevention, and the environment. Particleworks is a mesh-free CFD simulation software that uses the moving particle simulation method. It specializes in the analysis of free surface with large-scale deformation such as mixing, lubrication, and splashing. Now, let's take a look at some examples of Particleworks simulation. Fuel tank sloshing analysis. We are simulating the oil behavior in the fuel tank while the vehicle is running by applying an external acceleration force. The oil behaviors with and without a baffle plate can be compared to evaluate different design effects. Piston cooling analysis. Pistons, which repeatedly move up and down at extremely high speeds inside the engine and come into contact with the hot combustion chamber, are the parts with the highest temperature rise and the most demanding cooling and lubrication requirements. We are simulating the oil jet injection to cool this piston. Motor cooling analysis. We compare the oil behavior after impact on the coil end when the oil injection conditions are changed. The simulation shows that more oil exists on the inner side of the coil in the direct injection. Also, by outputting the heat transfer coefficient in the oil-cooled region, we can evaluate the motor's cooling performance. High-pressure washer analysis. We simulate the state of cleaning mud stains on floor tiles by modeling the mud and dirt with a highly viscous fluid. The high-pressure water jet and the mud dispersing at high speed to the surrounding areas are evaluated. Analysis of raindrop behavior on the outdoor unit. The outdoor unit of an air conditioner has many open gaps to control the airflow. To prevent rainwater from entering through these gaps and affecting the important electrical parts inside the outdoor unit, we evaluate raindrop behavior and the penetration path by simulating in advance. Analysis of flooding in a subway. This is a CG rendered movie based on the simulation result of a large amount of water flowing into a subway passage or subway during a disaster such as a river flood or tsunami. The particle method is very suitable for simulating such large-scale liquid behavior. Let's start with an introduction to Granuleworks. Granuleworks is a mesh-free granule materials simulation software using the discrete element method. It can be applied to mixing, conveying, storage, filling, compaction, heat transfer, slurry, and granulation. Now let's take a look at Granuleworks simulation examples. Simulation of a drum mixer. The simulation allows a comprehensive comparison of the degree of mixing depending on the shape, orientation, and the number of parts inside a mixer. It shows that the lower right condition is the easiest for mixing of the 4 design patterns. Screw conveyance analysis. This is simulating the transport of a highly sticky powder after dewatering a slurry. Although the biaxial screw forces out the powder, it is predicted to accumulate in the downstream inclined duct and nearly block it. Sieving analysis. The three layers of mesh-like sieve surfaces in the sifter are vibrated horizontally and vertically diagonally by a motor and vibrating body to sort raw materials and remove foreign matter. We confirmed that the different size particles being color-coded are separated on each sieve surface, and the size of the remaining particles is divided according to the tier. This section will introduce 3 examples of coupled fluid and powder analysis using Particleworks and Granuleworks, which we have presented so far. Aeration analysis with 3 rotating gears. By modeling air bubbles with Granuleworks DEM, it is possible to predict the behavior of oil inside an engine and a stirred tank in a chemical process by taking air bubbles into account. This is a simulation of how air bubbles in engine oil behave due to the rotation of 3 gears of different sizes and speeds, such as differential gear and drive gear. Analysis of humidification of powdered and granulated materials using a paddle kneader. A highly viscous liquid is added to the powder and granules while agitating them, and it is possible to see how the liquid mixes evenly with the powder and granules. It is difficult to disperse the liquid evenly in the powder and granules, and in this case, we can see how the liquid does not disperse sufficiently and adheres to the walls, and we recognize the need to improve the design and agitation conditions. Analysis of fire prevention equipment for historical buildings. A fire prevention system called a drencher extinguishes flaming debris from nearby wildfires and fires in adjacent buildings, and the airborne water droplets prevent the spread of fire in historical structures. The spraying water is modeled by Particleworks, and the flaming debris is modeled by Granuleworks. Lastly, I would like to introduce our CG visualization solution. Based on simulation results from Particleworks and Granuleworks, and other data of 3D CAD geometries, Prometech Software provides a service to produce CG visualization movies that capture the features of manufacturing product technologies and express realistic textures. For example, when explaining a product to other departments or customers, a CG-rendered movie that realistically visualizes the internal state of the product based on simulation results can be used to intuitively convey product performance to the other party, leading to the multifaceted evaluation of the product and more concrete discussions. Also, many high-quality movies that visualize functions and features can be expected to provide high-impact PR at virtual exhibitions when expanding into the market. Here is an example of how our customer used it to introduce the products on their website. Tipton Corporation created a CG-rendered movie of its newly developed Taylor Vortex nanoreactor from 3D CAD data to realistically represent the internal structure and phenomena that are difficult to understand with only actual footage. This movie effectively appeals to the unprecedented and innovative performance of the product. We can also use them for various other purposes such as distribution on YouTube and SNS, showroom and advertising movies, and conference presentations. For your company's continuous product development which leads the industry, Prometech Software is always beside you.